Howdy.
I'm Alan Gerding.
We're playing a game.
Dead men tell no tales. Yeah!
Taking maybe one step.
It's time to put it to a vote.
Will you marry me?
Hey, happy Monday. I'm Professor Gerding. This is Fun at One, the show where I use my psychology office hours as an excuse to play games with my psychology students, usually every Monday through Thursday at 1 o'clock. But we're between semesters now. The spring semester's over. Summer semester hasn't begun. I don't have psychology office hours, so what am I doing? Why am I even here? Well, I like to start off the week with kind words. I'm not sure if I'll be here any day the rest of this week. We may take the rest of the week off after today. I've been grading finals, and papers, and assignments so damn much, so much grading, literally hour upon hour of grading. So much, so many grades, and all of them are due by tomorrow afternoon. But usually I get them done by Monday evening. So if you're my student, you're like, what's going on? Why don't I have my grade yet? I'm working on it. Students complain about the stress of finals. But imagine having over 300 finals that you need to grade. So that's, oops, I hit the wrong button. I closed it. Oh my goodness. Hey, what's up, Jelly? I'm glad you're here. Ruben, good to see you. We're in YouTube. We're in Facebook. We're in Twitch. So I hope you'll happily join me in any one of those. So thank you so much for joining me. Today, with kind words, we're gonna try to help out some people. I accidentally hit the pillow, maybe because I'm so tired of grading dang papers. I was supposed to hit the pencil, so let's hit the pencil. And let's listen to mail, dear. Someone sends a thanks for sending the letter you wrote. Another happy sticker. Let's see if we get another new sticker. Usually we've been getting a new sticker every week. Someone sends the thanks for lighting your letter. Another kitten plunk sticker. Thanks, mail, dear. Someone sends the thanks for the letter you wrote and new sticker. Snow Manny. Good thing they're wearing a warm hat. It's a sticker of a snowman. That is an adorable snowman. These stickers are amazing. My goodness. Melissa's here too. Hey, Melissa. Jelly says, you're doing a great job grading. How do you know, Jelly? But thanks. Try my best. I read every single ding-dang response. Probably shouldn't. I should probably just do the staircase method where I throw all the finals down my steps. And each step they land on is a different grade. Land on this step A, land on this step B, etc. Let's open up a good vibes paper airplane. I love you all, says this one. Let's do another one. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Plato. Plato plays this game? I thought that guy was dead. My goodness. All right. Let's start by saying nice things. Let's write our own cosmic paper airplane. What should we say to everybody in the world who may be playing this? How about just hang in there? Sometimes it may feel like there's no end to all the grading you have to do, and no end to all the student emails, to which you must respond. But there is. You'll get through it and be better for it. Yeah, there we go. Although maybe that's too specific. Maybe we should say, sometimes feel like there's no end to all the stuff you've got going on that you find taxing. But there is. You'll get through it and be better for it. All right. Let's do it. Send it. Pew, pew. I will say, the good news is, so far, I only have 4 students that have written me, oh crap, emails. These are the emails you get the last day of class, or the day after the last day of class, or even 2 days after class that say, oh my goodness, is there anything I can do? Or I forgot to do the final exam. Is there anything I can do? Students start freaking out. So, only 4, which is like a record. So only 4 so far. So that's good. Someone sends the thanks for the letter you wrote and send another snow globe sticker. Oh, wow. All right. Jelly says, be your own ray of sunshine. Let's write that. I like that. Be your own ray of sunshine. Nice, Jelly. Sending it out. Folding paper. Preparing for takeoff. Your good vibes are now flying through the air for everyone to catch. Ruben says that he loves what I'm writing. Thanks. Melissa says, someone's gonna get this and be like, wow, that's oddly specific. Good thing we changed it. All right, let's view some requests, shall we? Let's get into this. Oh my goodness. Hopefully this will reset me for this Monday. Although I have to admit, I kind of feel like this is all I've been doing all weekend, is reading people's things and responding to them. But hey, we're here for Mindful Monday. Let's do it. Is this fun at one, or is this Professor Gerding complains at one? Am I right? Here we go. I'm a content creator, and I do it for fun. But I'd like to grow. I know the algorithm is really important, but I have issue managing my jobs and editing. I feel like a failure for not adhering to it. I've been working on a big project for it, but I haven't uploaded in a month. V. V's a content creator, has an algorithm they want to follow, but they haven't uploaded in a month. Man, V, do I feel you? Because I've been so busy with all these other things, getting ready for Weekend Werewolf at Ravenwood Castle, preparing for the final exam, doing scheduling for fall semester because I'm the faculty coordinator. I'm the one who has to assign jobs. I haven't done any psychology videos in a month. Just like you, V. So what do we write to V? V. Now, V's not asking for advice specifically. They're just saying they've haven't uploaded in a month. The quality and value of who you are as a person is independent of the work you do. You may not have uploaded anything in a month, but that doesn't make you any less credible of a person. Sure, you may be missing your algorithm. Algorithm? Rhythm? I'm gonna spell it like they spelled it. Thank you for pointing out my typo. Much obliged. Sure, you may be missing your algorithm. But perhaps the quality of your content improves with a good old-fashioned mental break. Enjoy life and your time not uploading. I wish you the best! How's that? Ruben says that's a very good letter. Thanks, Ruben. You're so kind. Thank you. You're so kind to me, Ruben. You writing letters to me in your YouTube chat. So I appreciate it. Let's celebrate by giving V the new snowman sticker we got. Snowman sticker, sending your way, which is kind of apropos considering the weather in Cleveland. It's been pretty cold. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a hat, hoodie, long sleeve shirt. Got my herbivore hoodie on. It's my favorite hoodie. Look at this zip up. It's nice. I like it. Thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger. I'll rush this right over. Oh, it's pretty hot in Belgium? Nice, Ruben. Is it too hot? Regardless, enjoy the weather. If it's cold, if it's warm, just adapt appropriately and enjoy it. So it's nice that I get to wear these snuggly clothes and the sweatpants still. Enjoy it. Get to cut up with dogs without worrying. Because once it gets into the 70s, 80s, heaven forbid, 90s, I'll be less inclined to want to cuddle up so much with those hot dogs that you have. I've got a bunch of hot dogs. I knew you'd keep writing, people. I'm sure they'll love this letter that you wrote. And by the way, I discovered Connector 2 this morning. I was a bit stressed about some things, but I put this song on loop and it washed it all away. Hopefully, I'll have another sweet track for you next week, if you'll be so inclined to join us. Professor Gerding, we hope you do. All right. Loading. What's it loading? This is odd. It's never done this. Okay, next letter. Ruben is wearing his Hawaiian shirt. Not too hot. It's nice. Yeah, male deer seems a little stressed every morning, but good thing that male deer can go ahead and find a new track to listen to. Okay. M writes, has anyone taken AP Comparative Government and Politics? If so, how was the test? Any study tips? Mine is in a week. All right. Any AP Comparative Government Politics test takers out there? Because I'm stressed. And I have not taken the AP test. I apologize. I can't give you any specific advice on the AP test. Hey, Ruben, do they have AP tests in Belgium? Because here in America, high school students can take AP classes, which stands for Advanced Placement Classes. Afterwards, they can take Advanced Placement Tests. And if they do well in the tests, it means that they don't have to take the college-level courses that are comparable to the tests that they've taken, showing off that they already know the knowledge that they might learn in some of these introductory college courses. Do they have those in Belgium? I wonder. Jelly says, no, I don't have any AP comparative government politics tips or never took the test. And Ruben says study tips. You're an expert on those, right, Professor Gerding? Sure, but let's get to the core. I apologize, I can't give you any specific advice on the AP test. However, I can tell you this. No matter how you do on your test, please remember that it is not a measure of your value as a person. Even if you crash and burn on the AP exam, you are still worth a lot. Don't forget your value. And good luck on your exam. How's that? +1 experience is here. Hey, what's up, +1 experience? I'm assuming that's Tony. Hey, Tony. Don't college professors have some sort of Konami code for collegiate tests? Yeah, we do, but we're not allowed to talk about it. We also have secret handshakes and a special club at airports that's beyond the Flyers Club, but we're not supposed to talk about all the privileges besides being part of unions and tenure. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty good gig. Sure, it doesn't make the most money in the world, but it makes enough money to pay for mortgage and utilities and a little extra scratch so you can buy a green screen and some lighting. Sometimes you can even use those professorial travel funds to pay for your green screen. But I shouldn't say all that, but yeah, there are some things we can do. It's good to see you, Tony. I gotta have you on our show sometime soon. Let me know when you have a Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time available so we can have you on our Tuesday night playcast, the live show we do every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, because you'd be a wonderful guest. I wish that our show was as good looking as yours, Tony, because, man, I don't know who does your graphic layout. If that's all you, man, gorgeous show. And your lighting, so good. The quality is just top notch. I aspire to have quality like yours, Tony. Quality stuff. Let's add a sticker. What sticker says, good luck on the exam, don't sweat it? Oh, you sent me a message earlier, Tony? All right, drop me another one. Sure. You can also email me at alan@tuesdaynightgames.com, which is usually more reliable. I apologize if I neglected your message. Maybe you sent it on Facebook. That should have worked too. I'm sorry I missed it if I didn't respond to it. That seems uncharacteristic. Although, I will admit, the last 2 weeks, and this next week as well, has been that most hectic. I call it bunker mode. Bunker mode happens at the end of every semester. And it's when you've got so much work to do because of final exams and whatnot that you don't really have time to go outside and respond to messages, and emails get buried because I literally get hundreds of emails every day from students panicking as if their hair is on fire and they don't know how to put it out. And only I have the balm to save their scalp from the burns. Oh, you just sent it like 15 minutes ago. Okay, I feel so much better, Tony. Okay, cool. I'm glad I didn't get lost in the shuffle. All right. What says good luck on the test? There's happy. There's happy balloon. You know what? I think the knave, a little knave we're going to send, says good luck on the test and that you're valuable no matter how you do. Remember, if you have any letters you want to have responded to, let me know, and we'll send it out via kind words into the ether. Thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger once more. We like that you come over every Monday to write letters to strangers. I'll rush this letter right over. Thank you, mail dear. You can count on me to deliver this letter. Oh, shoot. All right, Tony said Fluffy Square the Seal. Sorry I didn't see it in time. Next time, we'll do Fluffy Seal Square. Oh, Melissa, you have a request letter? Please write it, and I'll go ahead and post it. So I'll read the letter from N. In the meantime, if you're comfortable enough, share a request in the chat, and I'll send it. And then we can get a response. Ruben's all excited, Melissa. Ruben wants to hear what your request letter is. Okay, here we go. N writes, hey, to whoever is reading this, I just went through a 7-year breakup. I'm assuming the relationship lasted 7 years and the breakup hasn't been a 7-year process. I think that's what this person N means. This girl was meant for me, and I was so focused on her future that I disregarded what was important, the present, now. Losing her feels like half of me was lost. My purpose, gone. The pain hurts. A lot. Okay. So, we'll get back to N, but in the meantime, Melissa has shared her request. So let's make a request. All right. On Melissa's behalf, totally anonymously out into the kind words ether, Melissa writes, under the pen name G, I am living my best life. Everything is going great. Could not be better. Which makes me think constantly that there's nowhere to go from here but down in all caps. It keeps me up at night wondering. And we're going to send it on your behalf, Melissa. Nice letter, Melissa. I could respond to it right now a little bit and just empathize. The best way perhaps I can empathize is the love I have for my dogs. And you hold on to them and you realize they're ticking time bombs of heartbreak. And sometimes as I'm holding them or cuddling with the pups at night, you start to envision the future not being as good as it is now. Because this moment is so precious, so precious. You wish you could freeze it and hold on to it forever. But then almost like a mantra, I have to remind myself, be happy because it's happened or happening in this case. Don't be sad because it's gone. So it's about living in the here and now and breathing. It's tough. It's tough. Makes your heart swell to the point where it feels like it's gonna pop. Ah! You just want it to not change and be forever. So I can only imagine what it's like to be you, a mother of 2, and seeing these children grow up, and almost every day, definitely every year, the children are different people, as we are too, as adults, which we often forget. It's just easier to realize that with children because they look different as well as behave differently. But let's send this letter, Melissa. There you go. Melissa says, I have anxiety attacks and can't seem to get out of this funk. Any advice? Oh, shoot! I didn't know you wanted more added onto the letter, Melissa. I can write another one. But Mail Deer says, all set. It may take time for people to reply. They may even send you a sticker. In the meantime, maybe write someone else a letter. Man, having full-blown anxiety attacks because of the fear of the future, because the present is so good. That's a little salty with a sweet, isn't it? My goodness. Maybe it's somehow nature's weird way of balancing your karma. Like, hey, it's so good. We got to give you something bad just to balance the universe. Reminds me of the movie Once Upon a Time in Mexico, when Johnny Depp's character was eating in a restaurant, and he explained, you see, this meal is so good. So good. It's too good. It's throwing the universe off balance. So after I finish this meal, I'm going to go out back into the kitchen and I'm going to kill the cook because something this delicious shouldn't be in the world because it's throwing off the balance. It's a pretty good scene. It's an interesting scene. But anyway. Melissa says, that's okay. The YouTube limited my characters, but the point definitely got across. You know what we can do, Melissa? Here's what we can do. Why not? We're going to do this just for you. See if we can get another one. We're going to say, separate them, because this one's good on its own. I have anxiety attacks and can't seem to get out of this funk. Any advice? By the way, my psychological training, clinical psychological training, in regard to you, is if you have panic attacks, is the trite but true breathing exercises is one of the go-to to go through a panic attack. There's something known as the panic cycle, and if I'm patronizing you, I apologize. For any of you watching, you already know all about the panic cycle. But a panic attack can start at any one of these 3 stages. But usually it starts with the first one, attention. This is where you're paying attention to how your body feels. Oh my goodness, my palms are sweaty. I'm breathing heavy, right? And I apologize, I'm already messing this up. Actually, it starts with arousal. Of course, I don't mean passionate arousal. I mean physiological arousal. Maybe you just jogged a little bit, and you ran upstairs and your heart's beating. Or maybe you're ruminating about thoughts, and your heart starts beating fast, and your palms start sweating. But here's the big mistake, and that's step 2, and that's when you pay attention. When you pay attention, you're like, oh my goodness, my heart's really beating, I'm out of breath, and oh my goodness. And what that leads to is catastrophizing. And that's the 3rd step in this panic cycle of, oh my goodness, this isn't good. Why am I breathing so heavily? And why is my heart beating so fast? And that catastrophizing causes more physiological arousal, which causes you to pay more attention to it, which makes you catastrophize even more. Oh my goodness, it's getting worse. My mouth is really dry. It just doesn't feel healthy. I think and that's what causes a full-blown panic attack. So there's all of these therapeutic techniques to stop the panic cycle. But if we look at the man behind the curtain, the solution to all of those techniques, the engine behind them is nothing but taking your attention elsewhere. For instance, they have the paper bag technique where you get a bag and you breathe into it. And that's supposed to work. And then people come up with bizarre reasons why it works. Oh, if you breathe into a paper bag, it works because of the over-carbonization of your Eon flux capacitor will cause the dissolution of your black hole time continuum. What? No, none of that is true. The reason that the paper bag may work is because it takes your attention away from your physiology. So it's all about distraction. So when it comes to breathing techniques, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, and then trying to increase the amount of time you spend inhaling and increase the amount of time that you're exhaling until you can be like a Navy SEAL and you have like a 2-minute breathing cycle, 1 minute of inhaling and 1 minute of exhaling without stressing yourself out. Once you treat breathing like its own skill, and it's something that you can improve, and I wasn't exaggerating or making something up. Navy SEALs get trained in breathing skills so they can hold their breath for a long time and can relax. The more you focus on your breathing, that means the less you're focused on your panic cycle and your own physiology. So I'm not sure if that helps. And I'm not sure if that patronizes anyone because you already knew all this stuff. But hey, Melissa, I love you. You're great. I know my wife certainly loves you. So I want you to be as happy as possible. And we'll see if we get any responses. I'm excited. Thank you so much for sharing and being vulnerable with us. That's really special. Ruben asked, what movie was that? Once Upon a Time in Mexico was the movie scene that I quoted. Ruben says, the second part doesn't have the context of the first. That's true. It doesn't. But oh well, the more the merrier. Melissa says that she usually listens to audiobooks until she calms down, just to distract myself. Yeah, that's great. Good. And you count my breathing. 4 in, 4 out. Good. You got it. It's all about the distraction, right? Breathing also has a lot of metabolic advantages too, because it really does. If you breathe deeply and fully, it teaches you how to breathe. You think breathing is natural. It comes natural to everyone. How could you get better at breathing? But you can't. You can't. So it's interesting. Ruben said, I just sent my own request through kind words. Don't think you'll get it, though. But if we do, Ruben, you don't have to tell us. But I'm looking for that R. All right, I think we lost the previous breakup letter. We didn't respond to it, but hey, you know, that happens. Maybe we'll come across it. Here's a new one from T. I'm scared of giving my opinions to someone else. Every time I want to talk about something, I always take it very serious and never talk about it ever again. I felt so anxious in this situation. I felt like I've never want to talk in my life. Someone help. Okay, see if I can translate this. I think I read it correctly. First sentence, pretty clear. I'm scared of giving my opinions to someone else. I can understand that. Giving your opinions to someone else exposes yourself. Plus, a lot of people didn't ask for opinions, and so it's always a little nervous. Like, I think I want to share my opinion, but no one's really asking for it. So I totally get the anxiety involved. We've all had someone who shares their opinion too much, and you don't like them as much, that you're annoyed by them. So I totally understand that you can get worried about sharing your opinion. Every time I want to talk about something, I always take it very serious and never talk about it ever again. So this may not just be about opinions. The second sentence could be about anything, that this person is just bottling up. They want to share something, and maybe it's not an opinion. Maybe it's something important about themselves or something going on in their life. But then they get so nervous about the perception that they end up not sharing it at all. Maybe that's what the second sentence is alluding to. Ruben says, short version. This person gets anxious about his own stuff. Are you translating this letter, Ruben, or is this your letter you're talking about? I just want to contextually make sure we're on the same page. But since you say the word he, I'm assuming you mean you're translating this letter, is my assumption, Ruben. I think we're on the same page. All right. So last sentence, I felt so anxious in these situations. I feel so anxious in these situations. I feel like I'm never going to talk in my life. Someone help. T. My heart goes out to you. Absolutely understand how you feel, and I have been there myself. Yeah, Ruben says that he was translating the letter. That was a good translation. Perhaps think of situation in reverse. What if you knew someone who was like you? You would want them to share what was on their mind. because you don't want them to feel like you do right now. Give yourself the same grace you would give that other person. Be kind to yourself and share. Wish you the best. And we're out of space. I could delete T if we want more. All right, let's read it again, because I've been forgetting to do that. I need to, after we write something, we're supposed to read it again. T, my heart goes out to you. I absolutely understand how you feel, and I've been there myself. Perhaps think of the situation in reverse. What if you knew someone who was like you? You would want them to share what was on their mind because you don't want them to feel like you do right now. Give yourself the same grace you would give that other person. Be kind to yourself and share. Wish you the best. Is that all right? What do you think? What do you think? Good stuff, bad stuff? In the meantime, while I wait for the response, because again, we have that 30-second delay with streaming and your comments showing up. We've got the seal. The good old square seal. Not getting any feedback yet. About to hit send. We're going to hit send. Send. It's interesting because I definitely have friends that are very different. I have some friends that talk so much. They talk all the time. And then I have friends that don't talk very much at all. Talking about you, Tyler. So I try to do my best, almost as like a friend host, that when we're hanging out together, that if one of the quiet friends talks up, like a conductor at band, I silence everybody else. Like, wait a second. T's talking. T's talking. When T talks, we all listen, because T doesn't talk that often. And usually when T talks, it's gold. Melissa's a talker? For sure. Yeah, you are, Melissa. It's one of the best things about you. Don't change, Melissa. Thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger. I'll rush this right over. You can count on me to deliver this letter. One beautiful thing about my friend Melissa, which everybody knows when they meet Melissa, is that there's not many people in the world like Melissa at all. And when you meet Melissa, you feel like you know her because Melissa's so open about who she is and how she's feeling. There's always going to be hidden layers, but when you meet Melissa, you meet Melissa. There's no doubt about it. Powerful stuff. Love it. Jay writes, "Hi, tell me about your day, smiley face. What have you been planning? What have you been doing? What have you been thinking about? What have you dreamed, etc. Tell me anything." Oh, that's kind. Jay's just sending out a request to hear what's going on with your day. That's nice. Melissa says, "Part of maturing is realizing when not to talk. It was a really hard lesson for me to learn. I'm still learning it, actually." That's the one thing that I think is important for human beings to always know, is that we're always learning, we're always changing, it never stops. I shared this story before, but I'll share it again. I love this story because it's about my grandfather, Pops, my mother's father. He got dementia near the end of his life, and we had to move him into our home near the end of his life, in his old age. And I know I've already shared this before, so I'll just shut up and share it again. And I said, "Hey, Pop, do you recommend getting old?" And he responded with, "Absolutely. You think you'd stop learning, you'd think you'd stop changing, but you don't. You're always learning." So his advice was to live as long as you can. I love that because, again, going back to the children, we see they're changing all the time. But a lot of adults take it for granted that you don't ever stop learning, you don't ever stop changing. Just like a child growing up into an adult, that doesn't stop. Sure, it may decrease in its intensity, and you're finding your more true self at your core, but you're always learning and changing. All right. So what does Jay want? Jay. It's a journey, right? Life is a journey. Jay, thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that. Melissa says, I asked my grandma the same question. Getting old. Is it worth it? And Melissa's grandmother said, well, it beats the alternative. Is that where you get your humor from, Melissa? All right. So, thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that. What are our plans? What are you doing? Someone tell me, what are your plans? What are you planning on? I'm planning on really enjoying my summer. I'm planning on taking a few trips. I'm also planning on trimming down my board game collection. Got too many games. Too many games. Too many games. If you go into my basement, it's a mess. Why? Because I completely transformed my basement into nothing but 4 walls of shelving. But all them shelves are overfilled with board games. And there's so many games, especially during quarantine, that I've never played, and if I'm being honest with myself, will never play. In fact, I have some games that are so bad that I kept them because they're so bad, so I could use it like an art gallery. Like, you see this game? It's horrible. This is an awful game. That's why I have it, so we can look at it and point at it and talk about how horrible this game is. But you know what? Maybe some actual art would be better than these board games, so I'm planning on getting rid of them. Hopefully finding a good home for them. I've got a couple of plans on how to get rid of my board game collection. One of the ideas is to have a YouTube show like this one. Maybe you have some episodes of the Tuesday night playcast. And in that, we can offer our viewers a chance to win some of the board games I'm getting rid of. So, giving them away to viewers of our show. That way, it's like kind of a business marketing expense. I can have my business pay the shipping fee to ship off my games to someone else. I could sell them and get that money back because I've undoubtedly have thousands of dollars worth of board games in my basement. I mean, that's easy because I most likely have over 1,000 board games. So even if I sold each one for $1, that's $1,000 right there. But let's hear what you're doing too. All right, because this is going to be a mishmash. Oh, Dee Dee's here. Hey! Dee Dee says, hi! Melissa says, I asked my... Oh, you already read that. Sorry, Melissa. Dee Dee says, feels great to be post-college course final grades. Yes, Dee Dee. I've graded your final exam. I've graded your assignment, Dee Dee. So you should know what grade you have. I haven't sent them off yet because they're not due until tomorrow afternoon. But yes, your grade in my class is all done. Ruben asks, what's your favorite non-party game? Play-Doh 3000, Ruben. Play-Doh 3000. Hands down. Probably after that, it might be Dragon's Head, which is very odd because Dragon's Head is my own game based upon a classic German game called Sheep's Head, but it's my other one. We're gonna write what Melissa says. I'm training for a Murph. Murph, isn't that a CrossFit thing? What's a Murph, Melissa? Inform us. Because I thought the Murph was a CrossFit thing where you do like a certain number of exercises in a certain amount of time. I forget what a Murph is. So... Dee Dee says, well, why not do a board game day in the park nearby? Dee Dee, gross. We're still in some quarantine. Don't want to interact with people and have them touch all my stuff. Who knows if they're vaccinated or not? Casey's with us. Hey, Casey. Casey says the music sounds peaceful. It does. It does. Solomon says, did you grade mine too? Yeah, Solomon. You didn't do well. I'm sorry to tell you, Solomon. I graded your final exam. What was your final exam? Hanging out with your friend Alan Moore and getting an F. I'm just kidding, Solomon. You get a solid C. Because, man, anytime we spend time together, it's A's. When I don't get to spend time with you, it's F's. Which all averages out to be a C. I know that's not how mathematically it works, but anyway. I'm just trying to say I'm greedy for you, Solomon. I love spending time with Solomon. One of the reasons I love spending time with my friend Solomon is so super chill. It's pretty rare in my life that I meet someone that I want to emulate more of. I think everyone I meet, almost like a Frankenstein, I see aspects of them and I think, I want a little bit of this. I want a little bit of this. I want a little bit of this. Everybody has something admirable about them, and you try to incorporate it into yourself like some type of H.P. Lovecraftian thing, absorbing their DNA or personality a little bit. Something you aspire to be. But it's rare that you meet someone like Solomon, where instead of just taking like one aspect, it's like, holy crap, his essence. Because Solomon seems to be totally accepting of everything that's going on. Like, even when Solomon, I'm not even sure I can think of when Solomon complains. But the fact that I have to think about it means that even if he does complain, he doesn't do it in such a way that it's memorable. So yeah, Solomon's super chill and rubs off. So it's so good. Melissa explains the Murph. Run a mile, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, then run another mile. Yeah, we've done the Murph plenty of times in CrossFit. I was like, I've done the Murph. Yeah, we did the Murph at least once a year back when I was in CrossFit. But CrossFit is also how I kind of ruined my hip, although that's not really fair. I shouldn't just blame it all on CrossFit. My hip is ruined. I tore my labrum because I have a standing desk. I'm standing up right now. And I had a big habit of flamingoing it, where I stand on one leg, like I'm doing right now, as opposed to having a nice firm base of two legs. And so what happened is my one leg literally got sunk into my hip socket more than the other, to the point where when it was too late and my hip was destroyed, physical therapist went in and measured and said, oh yeah, you've got a full an inch difference in your leg length, because your one hip is sunk in, your leg is sunk into your hip a full inch. And so imagine having that hip sunk in and then doing a whole bunch of squats, because CrossFit is a whole bunch of hip action. And so my hip socket just got tore up to the point where it's permanently damaged. CrossFit no more. But yeah, so a lot of Murph. Man, best shape of my life was when I was doing CrossFit, but it also cost me my hip. So whoopsie. So do it, but be smart about it, right? Make sure you're doing your proper stretches, that kind of thing. Melissa says that your Murph is highly modified. Ruben asks, wait, Play-Doh 3000? Or how do you spell it? You spell it like this. You spell it Plato 3000. You can't buy it anymore. It's out of print. However, man, we've been talking about it as a company. We want to buy the rights to Plato 3000 and publish it ourselves to re-release it, because it is my favorite game of all time. But the thing is about my game company, Tuesday Night Games, we're slow as heck. We're lucky if we get one game out a year. And we have so many in our backlog, including Werewolf Among Us. It's one of the games. We got Truth or Bear coming out next. We got the Mothership Black Box coming out. We got Cause of Death Ghost. So there's a lot of games that we have that haven't been published yet, including Dragon's Head, which is one of my favorites. Love it so much. Didi says, you can do the board game at a park, vaccinated only. Casey's laughing. Solomon says 2.0. C is for done. And also says, hey, that's a nice sentiment. Thank you for the kind words. See what I did there? I see what you did there, Solomon. Casey says, what's a pull-up? Adorable. Ruben says, yeah, TKG is very slow. And cause of death, ghost! Exclamation mark. Melissa says, my friend Amanda asked me about Woo Wee the other day. That's another game. We've renamed Woo Wee to Handsy. Hands down the handsiest game around. Friend asks, what was that awesome slapping game we played one time? Yeah, Woo Wee, now called Handsy. Casey says, wait, what? What about werewolves? One of the games that we're going to publish, Casey, is called Werewolf Among Us. It was previously called Werewolf in the Dark. But it's very similar to a live action version of the very popular game Among Us. So we're changing it to Werewolf Among Us to capture that instant understanding, conceptualization of how the game's played. Because in the game Among Us, you go out and you try to find a dead body, and then if you do, you have to come back to base, and then you vote for who you get eliminated, who gets eliminated off the base. So Casey says, I thought the C comment was slightly funny. All right. So thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that, Jay. I'm planning on really enjoying my summer. I'm planning on taking a few trips. I'm also planning on trimming down my board game collection. I'm training for a Murph. That's running a mile, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats. Then you run another mile. Wish me luck! And same to you. All right, what sticker do we give Jay? What sticker do we give Jay, eh? Huh? Sticker. Got the soda can. It's got the row face, the row soda can. We got male deer. Dude would say, I would say a Murph is rather than the Murph. I'm training for a Murph. Okay. A Murph is running. Okay. You got it, DD. A Murph is running a mile, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats. Then you run another mile. Yeah. To be clear, for those at home, you're not doing the pull-ups all in a row and the push-ups all in a row and the squats all in a row. You can rotate between it. So like when you burn out on pull-ups, you can do push-ups and then squats, if I remember correctly. And you just keep a tally, like how many pull-ups you did. So if you wanted to, you could just do like 10 pull-ups, like 20 push-ups, 30 squats, and then you rotate through that 10 times, and that gets you your Murph. Uh-oh, too many lines. Uh-oh. What happened to it all? All right. Wish me luck. I wish you the same. There we go. P. So let's, in fact, what I just said is probably like the easiest, I shouldn't say the easiest, one of the best ways to do the Murph. I'm pretty sure that's what I did, because 10 pull-ups is very reasonable, 20 push-ups is pretty reasonable, and 30 squats is very reasonable, and then just doing that 10 times. Sure, by the end of it, you're only doing like 2 pull-ups, 5 push-ups. Squats I never had a problem with, but that's probably why my hip got destroyed. So, all right, what sticker are we doing? Melissa says I'm doing 5, 10, 15, 20 times. Nice. Very smart, Melissa. Very smart. Although I should say, doing that many is a good goal and it's fun, but doing that many regularly can really damage your body. So just be careful. Just be careful, because when I went into my surgeon, when it came to my torn labrum in my hip, he said, this x-ray of your hip is textbook example of a torn labrum. And if I were to x-ray 60% of the people who are in CrossFit right now, I'd be willing to bet all of my money that they would also have a torn labrum. It just doesn't affect everybody. So he said that most CrossFitters have torn labrums. But for a lot of people, it's not a big deal because you can't feel it until it's so far gone. So for me, the labrum is basically the cushioning, the jelly-like goo in your hip that cushions when your hip's in there. And for me, mine was torn in a certain way that it's frayed, and there's a little part that sticks up that my hip would catch on, and then it would pull, and it would pull the entire labrum. And when that happened, it felt like someone would take a knife and would just start stabbing me in the hip. So I'd go down like a sack of potatoes. So if all of a sudden my hip hurt, I'd be like, ah! And then I was done for a good like 30 seconds, just 30 seconds of intense pain. Brian Daniels is here. Hey, Brian Daniels. Brian Daniels says, I'm late to the stream. Are you talking to someone real? All these people are real, Brian, whether we know them or not. That's the question. He also says, your hip. Was it you that live streamed on Facebook a while back at an airport saying, I'm hurting, I'm turning around and flying back home? Maybe that was me, and it wasn't my hip, but another injury, again, CrossFit related, was I overdid my calves. And so I had a grade 2 tear in my calf from doing too many jump rope. I love jump rope and doing too many things with my calf. And so my calves were getting really swollen big. And then what happened is I was climbing rope as you do in CrossFit. And then when I landed, I tore my calf a little bit. And I was like, ooh, that's interesting. But I ignored it. And then I had to go see Buttface McGee, Lindsay Road in Atlanta. So I'm in the airport, and I just did a basic jump onto the escalator. You know, just not like a long jump or anything, but I'm just jogging up, boop, try to go up the escalator. And when I did so, all of a sudden my calf muscle snapped and rolled. So I had a torn calf muscle that really rolled up. So I went from like grade 2 to it went from grade 1, which is just feeling really sore and almost torn, to grade 2, where it does tear. Grade 3 is when it's completely severed and it rolls all the way up. But yeah, that happened to me, Brian. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. But yeah, another CrossFit injury. Which is why nowadays I'm all about doing exercises that are shown not to be prone to injury. And what I've been doing lately is I've been doing the flower challenge every day, because it's really rare that you're supposed to be able to do an exercise every day. So I've been looking at these exercises that you're supposedly able to do every day and it doesn't hurt you, and then mixing up the other exercises. But the flower challenge is if you play Flower by Moby. That's the song that says, green Sally up, green Sally down, squat and lift and squat, gonna tear the ground. Man, I don't remember the lyrics. Anyway, but the thing is, you do a push-up when it says green Sally up, and then you go down when it says green Sally down, but then you end up holding that push-up, that plank position, with every single one. And altogether, it's only 30 push-ups, but there's a whole bunch of sustained plank holding while you're doing it. And I was doing that every day, and man, that felt like it was getting me into shape. But just yesterday, I realized, holy crap, my wrist is killing me, to the point where I couldn't even pick up a 12-pack of soda, and it hurt my wrist. It was like, oh no. So I'm taking a break from that, and I realized I shouldn't do this every day. There's no exercise you should do every day, so I've stopped doing the flower challenge every day. See how far you can make it with a flower challenge. All right, I've been rambling. Brian Daniel says, yeah, maybe that was what I'm referencing. I don't remember the specific injury. I just knew you were looking forward to going wherever and disappointed in having to return home. I actually didn't go home. I still flew to Atlanta because I was in, what do they call that? In a layover between Cleveland and Atlanta somewhere. And it happened at the layover. It's like, I should get a flight home. But I didn't. Instead, I went to Atlanta and just ended up being laid up at Lindsay's place the entire weekend. But she was great. She was great. Dee Dee says, this is going to give me nightmares. Rolled up muscles. Ah! Casey asks, how did you mess up your hip? All I thought I heard was you slammed it into a desk. No, I already told the story, Casey. From overuse. From overuse. I was standing on one leg too much, and then I'd go and exercise, and it's not good. If your hip is too high, if your leg is too high into your hip socket, and then you start doing a whole bunch of squats, that's no good. All right, we're out of time. It's 2:01. We got to choose a sticker, send this off. Let's just go with this adorable ghost gooey guy. Send it off. Thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger. I'll rush this letter right over. You can count on me to deliver this letter. By the way, Professor Gerding, even though you're tired, you look unbelievably sexy. Mail, dear. What? Thank you. That's very... It's loading. Probably loading the next letter. Greg's with us. Greg says, bye, Alan. Bye, Greg. All right. Uh-oh. We have a response to your letter already, Melissa. We'll read it now. Someone wrote you a letter. From K to Kindred Spirit G. Let's read it. Life comes in waves. Ups and downs are natural and a part of being human. If down is on its way, then up will return to you too, and it might be better than you can imagine. I know it's hard, but the only thing you can do is appreciate the now. Intrusive thoughts like that don't have to ruin things for you. I hope you find something you can root yourself in and be safe in when you have those kind of thoughts. Sending all my comfort, Kai. And they sent us the little Knave guy. Let's say thanks with a sticker. Send the sticker. Sending you thanks now. Hope you enjoyed that, Melissa. All right, let's try the next letter. I have anxiety attacks and can't seem to get out of this funk. Any advice? From M. Hey, I used to have mild anxiety. It'd keep me from eating. Learn how to read, Professor Gerding. It's a bit extreme, but changing your life environment reset my brain. I happened to move to a new city, met new people, had so many things to think about that I didn't have time to be anxious anymore. It gets better. Hang in there. Q. There you go. Let's say thanks with the sticker. Let's go with Spat. Sending you thanks now. Done. I bet they'll love the sticker you sent. All right, let's try the next one. From M. This is in regard to your anxiety attacks. We got a new sticker! It's a cake! We got a cake sticker! Yay! Every day is someone's birthday. Focus on doing things for others and supporting them. Also, don't hesitate to tell a close friend that you're down and allow them to contribute to you. You are worthy. Let's say thanks with a sticker. Woo! Sending you thanks now. Casey says, I love cake. I do too. I ate a whole cake almost. I ate half a cake yesterday. It was one of those 8-inchers. I ate half a cake yesterday. It was Mother's Day, and my mom didn't eat enough. No one ate enough cake, and they sent me home with half a freaking cake, and I ate it. I ate half a cake yesterday. So yeah, I got a cake problem. I don't know how to moderate. All right, here's another one. This is for the anxiety tax. It's from D, Melissa. Hi, G, meaning Melissa. First of all, you should go check it with some psychologist or other pro. That sounds like it's got some deeper root of cause. And if you don't consider it as a first choice, then find out what's the cause. Why do you react to this source of fear with such a sudden and explosive manifestation of anxiety? If you do the list of all possibilities, then for each try to find the cause of it. And after that, if you don't come up with a solution to your problems, definitely contact the specialist. Contact the specialist close to you. Stay safe. Some interesting capitalization going on in that letter. But thanks. All right, let's say thanks with another sticker. Let's go with this one. I'm trying to send them stickers they may not have. Sending you thanks now. Done. I bet they'll love the sticker. You sent them. All right. Here's the response to the first half of it. I'm living my best life. Everything is going great. Could not be better, which makes me think constantly that there's nowhere to go here but down. It keeps me up at night wondering. Let's open this letter. We got a new sticker. A mug. Melissa, you're getting us stickers with your request. Thank you so much, Melissa. If you believe that will happen soon, make the most of what you have now and cling on to the things you love most, whether it's your passion, your friends, your significant other, or something else. Heart, Jay. Thanks, Jay. We're going to send this new sticker that we just got of cake. Sending you thanks now. Done. I bet they'll love the sticker. And that's it. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate Fun at One. Remember, I may take the rest of the week off. I may not. It all depends on how much work I'm getting done. So it could be a friendly surprise. Maybe we'll do Terrorific Tuesday tomorrow if I get all of my grading done in time. I have meetings on Wednesday. I know I won't be here on Wednesday. We have convocation. So I won't be here on Wednesday no matter what. And then Throwback Thursday, maybe, but I may be too busy preparing for the castle because Friday morning, I've got to get to the castle. So I think just take comfort in knowing that if you don't check Fun at One this week, you're probably not going to miss it. Maybe I'll do something tomorrow if I have time. Definitely not Wednesday, likely not Thursday. But perhaps next week for another thing of kind words. So have some fun. Marco says you'll help me grade. If only, Marco, if only you were allowed. Bye, Dee Dee. Bye, Solomon. Bye, Melissa. Bye, Greg. Bye, Brian. Bye, Ruben. Bye, everybody. If I missed saying your name and you commented, or if you haven't commented at all and you're just creeping this, I appreciate all of you. You're all terrific. Thanks so much. Have an amazing rest of the Monday. I love you. Bye.
Give up,